Hello and welcome back, my fairies. I'm Matsuyorific, and we are back with more Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir Season 6. We got a trailer yesterday, and I was exhausted running around for personal things, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna push the trailer off until tomorrow. Tomorrow comes along, and I'm get a message saying that the episode is out. So once again, I missed out on reacting to the trailer, unfortunately, so I'm going into this one blind again. Well, not completely blind, because there was one thing that I did get spoiled about. TVC posted her review of the trailer yesterday, which is how I knew the trailer was out, and she put a bit of a spoiler in her thumbnail and title, so I'm going into this knowing that we're gonna get to see Ivan with his Miraculous Minotauros, and Rose and Julika might be getting a kiss. The thumbnail that she posted looked like they were getting a kiss, but her title made me question if it was actually gonna happen or if it was just speculation. So that's all I know going into this, so it's gonna be interesting. So once again, we have artwork over on the side here. A few episodes ago, I drew Adriana from the Adra Twins universe with the Ladybug Miraculous, and this is her with both the Ladybug and the Silvereye Miraculous, her own original Miraculous that I created for her. And I am struggling so hard with coming up with a name for her. So Velvet Aria is her with Ladybug, and Starlight is her with the Silvereye, so still trying to figure out how to combine those two names. But we're here for the episode, so I'll go ahead and stop rambling and go watch the episode, and I will be right back. Wow, that was an episode. Oh my goodness, this episode seemed really unassuming at the start, but that ending, good lord, that ending, oh my goodness. So, let's get through this. I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to turn that ending into its own separate video or not. I don't have another piece prepared. Let's just get through this episode. Depending on how long this video is, that'll determine if we talk about that right now or not. So, yeah. So the episode starts off, oh gosh, that ending, sorry, that ending really has me. So the episode starts off, we get this close-up of a supervillain, and the way that he's talking, like, I could kind of tell right off the bat that he was clearly, like, in jail talking to someone about, like, you know, his plan for a heist, and the way that he was talking, since I knew that we were seeing Minotauro in this episode, I was kind of expecting this to be Ivan, and I was right. So this is Ivan's dad, and he is planning a heist. He is an actual supervillain. Like, not just an akumatized villain, but, like, he actually has his own superpowers and a super suit. But his powers seem to be tied to the suit. We don't actually get to see him later on because he does get akumatized. But, he is like a legit supervillain, and he's trying to get Ivan in on this heist with him, because he's about to get out of jail, robbing I'm assuming he's trying to steal the Mona Lisa. I think that's what it was. But he's trying to steal this painting, and then after he goes through the plan, we zoom out, and it's like, yeah, sure enough, there's Ivan there. So, it's like, oh my goodness, so Ivan, a superhero, is the son of a supervillain. Gee, who does that sound like? So it's like, ooh, okay, he's got something in common with Adrian, though doesn't know that yet. Then we switch back over to Adrian's house, and we get more context to, in the first episode, Climatic Queen, we see Adrian sitting in an empty room, and I kind of forgot to mention this in my video, but I know TVC mentioned it in hers, but that the room was, like, completely empty. And I noticed in Where Papa's that Adrian's room was completely redone. So we actually get to see the progression of Adrian's room being remodeled, and I kind of like that. So episode 1, everything's just been stripped away, he's just got his bed and stuff, and now we see that the renovations are complete, he's just got to put everything away now. Kitty section is over at his house practicing, and Marinette walks into Adrian's room to ask him for a cable because they're having trouble keeping connected with Luca, and she notices the boxes and sees the box marked 1. It's like, oh my gosh, is that from your first year? He's like, yeah. But it's mostly like just baby stuff. She's like, oh my gosh, please let me see it. It's like, I need to see it. It's like, we do too. Please, Adrian, let her see it so we can see it. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh, Adrian, baby stuff. So she pulls out this onesie and it's like, oh my gosh. I have to make this onesie for The Sims 4. I have to make the CC onesie for The Sims 4. Because it's basically his current outfit, but it's a baby onesie. Which is kind of awesome, actually. It would be kind of awesome if they would make this into actual merch. They're not gonna, because their primary audience is children, but like, this would be super cute. But anyway, so like, they just go through everything, and Adrian pulls out this frog, and oh my gosh, my heart broke. So we knew that Adrian used to be close with Gabriel when he was younger, but turns out it's like even more so than we thought. He pulls out this little plush frog, which has a recording of Gabriel's voice inside, and he squeezes it, and he's like, knock, knock, who's there? Papa, Papa who? Papa Corn. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. And poor Adrian. Oh, it's because he's now remembering that his dad used to do this for him. He completely forgot that Gabriel had made this for him. And used to make him laugh like this. Like, oh, this is so precious, but also I feel so bad for him. Oh. But, yeah. Adrian then goes off to join everyone else. Marinette continues going through the scrapbook that he left her with, and a letter comes out for Adrian from the scrapbook. This was from a different box, of course. It's from year 6, but like, the picture on it shows Gabriel with the Alliance. It's like, wait, the Alliance didn't exist when Adrian was 6. What's going on? She opens it up, and there's a letter addressed to Adrian, which of course has Marinette freaking out because, like, it's like, this is a letter from Gabriel to Adrian from before everything happened, because he knew that he was gonna pass away soon, and he left this letter for Adrian. Oh my goodness. But of course, the letter was written before he realized that he was in the wrong and that what he was doing would actually hurt Adrian. And Marinette remembers the fact that she promised Gabriel that she would allow Adrian to remember him for the father he tried to be at the very end. And it's like, yes. I do like that they actually like bring this up in the episode. The scene after that is kind of quick. It's just they go in and talk to Luca. He's trying to get connected with them, but he's out of the country. The entire scene plays with Ivan in the background. This is kind of... It's weird that the superhero stuff is the B plot. And the IRL stuff is the A plot. But, yeah, so... Well, I guess... Well, no, yeah, because the superhero stuff is kind of, like, in the background. It's like... The main focus isn't even on the villain of the day. So Marinette goes and talks to Natalie, about the letter and stuff, and Natalie is like, well, you know, we obviously can't show it to him, and Marinette starts to question, like, but is it right for us to keep this from him? Doesn't he have a right to know? And she's like, this was to protect him. This was your decision to protect him. But this is making her question whether or not she was in the right. Again, they bring this up again. This is what I've been saying. Like, yes, Adrian has every right to know who his father was and what he did. And Marinette definitely did not make the right decision. But she made a decision that is a very Marinette decision to make. And now she is dealing with the consequences. And still trying to figure out if it was the right decision or not, because there are pros and cons to both telling him the truth and keeping it a secret. But the truth always comes out. But anyways, they have their talk and Marinette's just not sure. So she has the letter right in front of him. And I'm like, Marinette, put that away before Adrian starts questioning it. And Adrian questions why Marinette and Natalie are in Gabriel's old study talking in the dark. And Marinette's like, oh, well, she was just helping me to find a stamp for this letter so I could mail it. Come on, let's go to school. But then we skip back to the B plot. And we see Ivan is going into the museum, which his father is there waiting for him to bring his super suit. But Ivan just is like, nope, I'm actually not going to bring this to you. And he leaves, leaving his father just there. I guess he was there as security? Because he's wearing like an actual suit and everything. So I guess he was hired as security at the museum. Which is okay. Like, he's going through this like super villain reform program. Which, when I saw this, I immediately thought of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, because Moon Girl sets up something similar in that show. But he's going through this, like, reform program so that he can reform and become a productive member of society. So I guess this is his new job now, but, like, like, the whole point is that, they're supposed to be good people now, and they deserve a chance. I don't know if I would say that second chance deserves to be at a museum with a bunch of expensive artwork. Okay. But he's proven that right. He's proving they're wrong for hiring him. But he calls Ivan after everything goes south because Ivan never showed, so he had to pretend like he was just there to do his job. And Ivan just doesn't answer the phone or anything. He goes back to check where he hid his suit and sees a letter left by Ivan, basically saying that, I don't want to be a supervillain. I don't want you to be a supervillain. I just want you to be my dad. And his dad takes completely the wrong message from it. He's like, I messed up. I let my son be raised by his grandmother and she made him soft. And I messed up because I wasn't supposed to raise him to be this weak. I was supposed to raise him to be strong. It's like, my guy. But anyways, then he attracts the Akuma. And she akumatizes him. I completely forgot about, like, the C plot. So yeah, there's a C plot in this episode. The first, like, 20 minutes of first 20 of 22 minutes are, like, just okay. It's just a mundane story. It's like, oh, this is a good story. It's just kind of a slightly less consequential story. But Kitty section was, like, their entire class was getting together to honor Mayor Bustier because, before she was the mayor, she was their teacher and she taught them so much. Not just about, school stuff, but also about life and how to be good people. So Kitty section is performing this concert, but they're having trouble keeping Luca connected so that he can perform with Kitty section. But they're wondering where Ivan is, why he's not there. We cut back to Ivan, and we see his dad has arrived. Basically starts chasing him down because he's now akumatized. I am not going to remember his supervillain name for the life of me, so I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to call him Ivan's dad. Anyways, he chases Ivan down, and Ivan's like, did you read my letter? He's like, yeah, but don't worry. Your grandma might turn you into a weak little calf, but your rough-and dad is here to turn you into a real man. It's like, and I love Ivan's little head shakes. Like, no. He is so not here for this. So he starts running, and he manages to sneak away into the sewer, of course. Because you know how these kids love the sewer. But we actually get to see the hero summoning working in reverse. He puts on his Miraculous and transforms and summons Ladybug, which Marinette detects. So when the connection with Luca cuts out again and they say, oh, but Ivan's not here yet either, she's like, oh no, that's horrible, let me go see if I can find him, and goes off to find Ivan. Leaving them there to do the concert alone. And we actually do get to see the kiss. So they decide that, because Luca's not here and Ivan's not here, it's like the only thing they can really do is try to go on just Juleka and Rose. But Rose isn't comfortable singing with just the guitar because she doesn't sing, she screams, and it's not going to sound good with just the guitar. So she convinces Juleka to go on stage and sing the song herself because she wrote it and everything. And my gosh, I love this song. And the song basically just plays on its own. I'm glad they didn't ruin it like they did Adrian's song. But anyways, we cut back to Ladybug and Ivan, and he tells her that, his father's a supervillain, like an actual supervillain. And he's now been akumatized, and he doesn't think that he can be a hero anymore because he's so angry about his father. He loves his dad, but it makes him so upset to see him doing these things. And I feel that. You guys have heard the stories by now about me and my egg donor, and how I have eventually had to cut her out of my life. And even though I am no contact with her, I still love her and still care about her and still don't want anything bad to happen to her. So I really do understand how Ivan is feeling here. Not wanting to curse his dad because he does still love him and has affection for him, but it also hurts him so much to see him acting this way. And he even renounces Stomp and gives the Miraculous back to Ladybug. And she tells him, look, you do deserve to be a hero, because when your dad confronted you and gave you the chance to be a hero, you rejected violence and asked for help from someone you trust. Which is also kind of a lesson for kids as well. If someone is trying to pressure you to doing something that you know is not right, seek help from someone you trust. Preferably an adult. Obviously, Ladybug is a superhero, but superheroes don't exist in real life, so seek out some sort of an adult. Your parents, as long as your parents are not the ones that are putting you in this position, talk to your parents, talk to your teachers, talk to your guidance counselor at school, somebody that you trust. I really do like that they're teaching this lesson here. It's very subtle, but the lesson is there. But she tells him that, as for your father, if you really want to help him, transform and help me out. And we get to see Ivan's actual transformation sequence in this show. And I think this is actually the first time we've even seen him with a transformation sequence, because his first time transforming was in the, what was that episode's name? I just liked the episode, so I can't remember the name. The one where Chloe gets akumatized into a soccer player. Penalty, that was it. That was when we saw him get a Miraculous, so he didn't really get a transformation sequence because the focus wasn't really on him, it was more on Sabrina, Mark, and Nathaniel. But, yeah, he transforms, and we actually get a transformation sequence for them. We cut back, and they're discussing what to do about the show. And Adrian gets a beep on his Miraculous. It's like, oh, Ladybug's calling me. I'd better sneak off now. Seems like they've got this handled. And the entire fight just plays out with Juleka singing in the background. And my goodness, this song was so beautiful. I'm so glad they didn't ruin it with all the sound effects and everything. Like, it still would have been fine, but, like, I wish we would get, like, an actual soundtrack with these songs that the characters sing in the show. That would be so great. But, Juleka... Oh my god, Juleka's voice is so pretty. But yeah, she sings, and we just see them fighting the villain in the back, so... Really, this scene is just Juleka's song, and then the fight is really brushed over. Because the important thing isn't even about the fight. The police are also there, ready to arrest the dad afterwards. To which, you know, Ladybug and Cat Noir step in, because Minotauro's trying to talk his dad down after they deakumatized him. And the police are like, yeah, but he's a villain, and he did all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but he was akumatized. That wasn't his fault. And they managed to talk Roger down. And Minotauro convinces his dad to read the letter again and really think about the feelings that his son had when he wrote that letter. And his dad finally comes to his senses and says, you know what? Actually, yeah, I think I'm ready to finally be a father to my son. And that's pretty much the episode. They go back, and Ivan has a heart-to-heart with everybody. He tells them that, you know, that he wasn't really sure that if he should talk to them and stuff. Milan tells him, it's okay, you can talk to us when you're feeling down like this. And Ivan mentions Adrian and his father, how, Ivan, he's the son of a supervillain. Meanwhile, Adrian's father is, to them, a literal hero because he saved Paris and everything, even though that's not actually true, but that's their perspective. Anyways, and that kind of gets to both Adrian and Marinette. They all have a group hug except Adrian, who decides not to join in on the hug and then walks off. He does put the frog plushie in his room, and I do think that's really sweet. Oh, I hope that plushie becomes symbolic of Gabriel in future episodes. But Adrian is actually feeling down about this because he's now wishing that he had spoken to Gabriel the way that Ivan had been able to speak to his father. He wishes that he could have had that same kind of heart-to-heart with Gabriel, but he wasn't able to. And that causes Marinette to be like, okay, this letter, this is definitely not the time for Adrian to find out about his dad. And they hug, and that's about it. And then we get the final credit sequence. We're only this video's 20 minutes long, so I think we can go ahead and take the time to talk about this. Oh my goodness. So, there is a completely new set of villains now. We get a whole new set of villains that have absolutely nothing to do with Lila. Instead, it's like this order of supervillains that Gabriel and Tomoe are both a part of. So this actually does explain a bit more how Gabriel and Tomoe came together. And there are some... So they basically talk about how Ladybug lied to everybody and said that Gabriel defeated Monarch, which they know is not true because Gabriel was Monarch, and they know that. And they're talking with Natalie, who doesn't, they don't seem to know that she knows who Ladybug is. Natalie pretends that she knows absolutely nothing about Ladybug's motives, which tells us that she is on our side still. She sounds like she's working as a secret agent at the moment. She just hasn't told Marinette this. But, Gabriel, they all have, there's 12 symbols, in this room. And they refer to Gabriel as the diamond, and one of the symbols is a diamond. And then they mention the machine, who basically, it sounds like she's Tomoe. So basically, Tomoe is the machine, Gabriel is the diamond, and all of them have symbols related to them. So we've got an eye with a sun shape around it. We've got a brick wall, a pen, a wheel, a scepter, a diamond. I'm not sure what the shape in the middle is. We'll get to what that one is. I'm just gonna say that's the leader. So we got the leader, and then we got a gear, which would be Tomoe, the machine. And then we have a theater mask, a sword, a flame, and I'm assuming this is a molecule. Because it looks like a molecule or an atom. And all of these symbols seem to have something to do with, like, who these people are. Gabriel being the diamond makes sense because diamonds, you know, jewelry, fashion, that was Gabriel's whole thing. He was a fashion designer, so a diamond fits him well. Tomoe, her entire business is machines, so gear, machine, that fits her. So these symbols could most likely relate to what these people do in their normal day-to-day lives. The eye has me thinking psychic, so it's possible that person is a fortune teller. The brick wall could allude to a construction worker, possibly. The pen is most likely referring to a writer. The wheel, I believe, is probably a racer. The scepter, I'm not sure what the scepter could be. It could be someone who is in power. I really hope that's not Adrian's grandfather. Oh, it's definitely not Colt, because obviously Colt is past. We're gonna skip the leader at the moment because there's something important about them. And then we have the theater mask is most likely an actor of some sorts. We've got a sword. I think the sword might actually be Mr. D'Argencourt. And if you don't remember who that is, that was Adrian's fencing instructor, whom, when he got akumatized, oh gosh, I can't remember his name at the moment, but like, we know that his ancestor used to rule over Paris as king, and that's why Mr. D'Argencourt was wanting to become mayor, so that he could take over, like the way so he could rule over Paris like his ancestor did. And then we've got a flame, which I'm thinking could be possibly two things. It could either be an arsonist. Probably not if this is supposed to be like an actual career though. Or it could be a firefighter possibly. And then the molecule most likely is a scientist. And then going back to the leader is the most important because that is Natalie's father. Mind blown. So that means that Natalie and Adrian and Ivan all have something in common. They are all the children of supervillains. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, Natalie is the daughter of the leader of this group of supervillains that Gabriel and Tomoe were also a part of. And I think that the reason why she is still sticking around with them is probably because she feels like she can't escape them. She mentioned to Amelie before that she doesn't have a choice but to help Gabriel. And it's very possible that that could actually be less related to the fact that she worked for Gabriel and more because Gabriel was a part of this supervillain society run by her father. So no matter where she went, her father would still find her. So I don't think Natalie's gonna be able to live a free life with Adrian until this supervillain group is defeated. And oh my goodness. So basically this means that Lila is not the only threat right now. And there is a possibility that these guys could be like the actual real threat. I don't know if we can count on Lila actually being defeated in the next 5 seasons, because we know that when Nino's younger brother, Chris, gets older, there's going to be another butterfly holder, and they allude to that being Lila, so that it is very possible that she's the quote-unquote Hawkmoth of the future. It could be someone else, though. It's very possible that it could be someone else in the future, someone besides Lila. We really don't know. It technically could be, because I could have just alluded to her being the next butterfly holder, which has already come true. We don't know if there's going to be a third butterfly holder after this or not. Though, as I'm thinking about it now, there is one other possibility that I just thought of. It's possible that the leader, aka Natalie's father, could potentially be the Supreme One from the other alternate universe, from the reverse universe. That is definitely something to think about too. Oh my goodness, I would have to make so much more artwork to make actual theory videos about this. Whew. I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling for this part. This video gets too long. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know your theories about who these people could potentially be and what their symbols might mean. And also what you think is going on with Natalie and her father that we're being introduced to. My gosh, this scene has blown my mind! But again, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up for today, so thank you all for joining me today. Sorry, I'm used to streaming. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including doing art, we play video games, and also sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoy that stuff, then be sure to ring that bell icon and never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.